What's up, gamers? Let me move the camera up a little bit. You can barely see me on the little shy boy. Little shy boy hiding above the frame. I've been listening to April's music since her debut, and I don't believe she was a girl when that came out. And since then, I've been a very proactive. And since then, I'm literally gonna do something to these dogs that will get me in trouble. But yeah, since her first album, I've been a very proactive hater of her music. Sounds like brain rot, hyperpop music. I get that hyperpop is supposed to sound that way, but to an extent, it's also supposed to not sound like that. She took it to a extreme. Underscores you. What an odd name for an album. Very peculiar. I'll break it down for you, and you're gonna listen. You're gonna open ears, open mouth, open eyes. Realize. You guys already know the drill. Sound, structure, lyrics, art, and then the end of the actual review, and also the end of the actual album, and my thoughts wrapped up into one sentence that will summarize everything. Let me turn off the fan. An indie-tronic sound that surrounds.
Did you clean?
Mishaps happen, and that's okay. April's 2026 U record gives off an indie-tronic sound that surrounds, or rather convinces you of an electric pop/dance sound that in my opinion wasn't intended. Personally, I blame her cadence and sound choices. The rhythm at which she sings, or the melody, can often sound cheap and childish, and gets more irritating the deeper you go. There are parts of the album where the sound does convince you of something tangible, but that illusion wears off after a couple listens, almost like a Groundhog Day in hell, or a repeated eye needle, ball tapping torture that doesn't relent. Type shit. When I read, I'm looking, not paying attention, so I don't know what I've said. The electric sounds that April uses feel shallow. It's something I've already heard. It's a copy with no soul. It's an AI that was given a prompt. It's the type of music you hear at a Macy's or any one of the evil fashion and commercial grade stores. I get the feeling that April doesn't have a clear idea of what she's doing. She's just clicking buttons that sound trendy and or scratch a certain itch in her brain, which can sometimes be admirable, but when you make something uninspired and bland and ship it out expecting praise, I'm gonna deem it as a disrespect on my soul. When you make a copy of something, when you take from other inspirations and art that have already been done, and they were done better than you could ever do it, you have to be pretty keen on how you're gonna transform this copy of something to make it where you sort of claim it as yours, and it doesn't just sound like a watered down version of everything else, if that makes sense. And she unfortunately fails to do so. There are bits and pieces of sounds that give me grace and mercy throughout the album, but it's a little belittling. But it's a little belittling when she ends up just ruining it the next second. The sections that give me mercy also give me hints of potential and can possibly lead to a growth and a blooming of an artist that knows what they're doing. But that's something that requires patience and time, which is something I don't have right now. Tell Me is the best song on the record, which isn't saying much. It's the peak of a small hill that steeply declines to a hauntingly dark body of water that mirrors the horrors of the waters of Mordor. There is a slight ridge on the hill, for music gave me a glance of hope. Tell Me had a really good intro, and the way that she sort of got out of it, I thought was really cool. It's very unexpected, and it made me felt that shit in my soul. Music was also a good song until you start listening to the lyrics, and then you re-listen to it, and then you re-listen to it again, and then you start realizing that the song is not that good. But yeah, that was the overall sound. Next section. Should I do it like this? It's like more eye contact now. The structure. Let's get into it. The structure of the album is basic and leaves me quite bored. The structure, it just sounds like I'm listening to song after song and feels more of a montage of similar songs than an album. It's the same problem I have with Jane Remover and Netspin. Their albums are filled with songs that have similar dynamics and tend to feel stagnant and straight. There are no ups and downs, there's just same. Waves of ups and downs don't live in a vacuum, so it's the artist's responsibility to create it by crafting their own dynamic, and it's something that April falls short of. This guy might be onto something. I don't think I could add very much more. It's literally a paragraph. You get the point. I'm wearing jorts right now, which is kind of gay. There's no such thing as a unique or creative lyric in the universe. It reeks of idiocy and is at all times cheesy in the worst way. I don't know how to say that word, but I think I said it. There's no subtlety or grace to the words or delivery, and at times feel like I'm listening to someone's first attempt at making catchy, mindless lyrics. You would think making catchy, mindless lyrics would come easy, especially for someone who's been making music for years, but obviously it doesn't. The singing on this record is jarring and feels as if I had a shell shock that stems from all the evil, hyper pop, electric, pussy pop, mindless sloth that I gave a shot to in my youth. I hate when an artist doesn't respect their own music. It really isn't that hard to do vocal exercises and practice pitch patterns. And when your music is 50% your voice, you ought to have a good one. Vocals are my biggest pet peeve in any piece of music, and if your voice annoys me, the rest of the music will inadvertently follow the same direction. Yeah, April just doesn't have that voice. She uses autotune a lot, which really pisses me off. It doesn't sound good and it's very obvious, and when you catch on to it, it just it's like a fork scratching a glass plate. Just think of that, but constantly on your just constantly in your ear. You can just hear it. It's the worst thing that could possibly happen to me while listening to an album. I want to highlight a specific song that grinded my gears a little more than the rest. Well guys, we should probably pay close attention to this one. Music is a song about music. What? This might be the biggest cliche in the world of sound, and has always rubbed me the wrong way. The lyrics are abysmal. I contemplate doing something rash to a small helpless animal, or a big needless you. I feel as if she buried the hatchet with this song. It was the only proof I needed of her unrelenting craft to be viewed, in my opinion, as a hack. Okay, disregarding the words of violence in that paragraph, this person does have a point, and that person who wrote this is me, so I do have a point. A song about music, making music about music, it's just really corny, and it's never gonna read well. Just give it up, bro. Cover art, new section that I wanted to add here, because I feel like the art that you have covering your album is very important to the way we feel towards it and the way we imagine these sounds and songs that you are creating. In my opinion, the album art either makes or breaks like a masterpiece. If what I'm looking at disgusts me, the sound is therefore not gonna be as enticing to me anyway. The cover art was, what the fuck was that? The cover art was actually quite nice to mesmer at. I didn't quite know what it was till I focused in a little more, but I soon realized it was just a mall. I was left disappointed. I did enjoy the colors, especially the blue in the middle of the image, and the lines on the top seemed like electrical wires, which had me hooked, but I soon realized it wasn't. It still looks decent though. I just wish for something more than mall. April, in my opinion, does seem like a mall person, which is like the worst type of people I've like encountered. Not the worst type, but you know what I mean. They have a certain vibe about them that you can't shake off. Story time. I actually went on a date with this girl one time to the mall, and I think I said a total of 10 words the whole time. I was mute. I was fully mute. First of all, what do you even do at a mall? You go there, you see her, you say hi. You say hi, I said hi. Are you the girl that I'm going on a date with? She was like, yeah, that's me. Because I met her on Instagram. It was like online to IRL transition. I have a phobia, not a phobia, but I'm traumatized from all the experiences I've had with malls. Technically, I went again to a mall one other time to meet up with this girl, and I was with friends, and I left midway through because I was not fucking with the vibe. It was not vibey. I wasn't vibing, so I had to skedaddle. Cause bitches be crazy sometimes. She had this friend. She had this friend, right? And bitches be crazy sometimes. I told her she was eating, right? She was eating, taking up our time. And I was like, yo, hurry up and I was like, hurry up and finish your food, you fat bitch. And she was like, and then she called me gay the whole entire time I was there. And it made me feel really bad about myself, and I don't talk to females. The cover art is okay. I wish there were electrical wires, but you know, it is what it is. This is the only paragraph that I wrote for the last passage that I have, the last section of this album. The album ends the same way as it started. There's no change or evolution of sound, and it feels like I wasted my time for a talentless hack. I didn't have fun listening to this. It didn't make me gay or retarded, and I hate her for that. When I listen to pop music, I expect to have joy and glee, to be holding one another in their arms as they confess each other's feelings for one another. They're gay, by the way, and I couldn't picture that. This album gets a 2 out of 10, and I will be causing a slight act of terrorism as a result of this. Probably something to do with fireworks and gunpowder. Viva la da France. I wrote Viva la da France at the end because I think it's I actually don't like France. I'm actually extremely racist towards French people, but I do like that saying, Viva la da France. 2 out of 10. Do I care about this? No. I wasted so much time on this, and I'm only gonna get 5 views, which is okay. I don't do it for the views. I do it for the honor. I do it for the people. I'm a people person. I'm 2026, 2027. Vote me for president. Vote me for president, and I will be the president of the United States. I will make all music good. Anybody who makes bad music will get hanged, guillotine, chopped, everything chopped. Just found out I'm chopped and that I'm monk. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it on that. I think it's time to go and do something else in my life. I'll see you guys in the next album review. Probably something to do with the females and the cells. Thank you for watching. Bye.